Hello everyone, good morning. Myself Muralidhar Reddy. I'm a DevOps consultant and solution architect. Now we are going to discussing about what is Linux, what are the advantages of using Linux, and also what are the types of distributions available. We can see that. So here I already written the documentation in our GitHub repository, that is day to Linux. What is Linux and everything. First, we can understand theory part, and then later we can see that comments as well. First of all, what is Linux? Linux is the operating system. It is an open source. Okay. This particular operating system is based on the Unix architecture. Similar, guys, in Windows, Windows we can call it as a Windows operating system, right? Mac we can call it as a Mac operating system, right? Similarly, Linux also, it is one of the operating system. It is totally open source and free to use. And this particular Linux is free and secure and highly customizable. If you want to do modification, you can easy to do in this particular Linux. And here, majorly this particular Linux will be used in servers, desktops, mobile devices, and also embedded systems. So wherever this particular Linux server will be used in the different use cases, like inside that servers level desktops, mobile devices, and also embedded system will be use this particular Linux. And also it will supports multi-user and multitasking and networking related. Also it will support this particular Linux. And this particular, especially guys, stability, performance, and flexibility wise also, it is good when it comes to that Linux. And here we do have different Linux distributions available. Ubuntu, CentOS, Red Hat. We can discuss more on this distributions concept later sometime, so that we'll get some idea. Okay, understood, right? What exactly Linux? Again, I'm repeating. In currently, I'm this particular Windows, right? Similarly, we do have Linux servers as well. That is, we can call it as a Linux operating system. Understand, right? Fine. Now here, what are the major advantages of using this particular Linux? One is open source. Linux source code is freely available. If you want, you can view it. You can modify it. You can distribute whatever you want. You can do. There is a lot of flexibility as well, and free. It is a totally free until only the few of the operating systems, proprietary operating systems. Apart from that, most of the Linux distributions are everything is free only and lightweight, and stability wise also it is good, and it will be run years without crashes anything. And also flexibility wise also good. If you want, you can do modification, as I said, right? We can do the customization as well. And performance wise also it is good. It will highly efficient handling multitask and preferred for servers, cloud environments, and software level, and also security updates as well. So the particular help keep Linux system stable and up to date. And distributions, as I said, right, we do have different distributions available: CentOS, Red Hat, Ubuntu, Amazon Linux. Later sometime I can discuss more details on these particular distributions as well. And also, as I said, like this networking wise also, it is strong networking capabilities, and compatibility also, it is more compatibility in terms of hardware and software. And installation also, we can do installation, just a minimal system requirement. We can install our Linux as well. And community support also, we do have a large community provide support through either forums and documentation, online resources. Understand that these are the major advantages, especially guys, majority of the operating systems. Okay, the particular Linux, right? It is free and open source. And coming to that types of Linux distributions, usually in Linux we do have a different operating systems, guys. It means the different distributions. I mean to say, like we do have like a Red Hat based distributions, and also Debian based distributions, and also other popular distributions. Here you can see that RHL based distributions. Here we can see that Red Hat. This is a totally paid one, enterprise one. Under CentOS, this is a free and community supported version of RHCL, and just replaced by CentOS Stream as well. Okay. Earlier we were calling us CentOS, but now they have replaced to CentOS Stream. And next one, Fedora. It is cutting edge features upstream of RHCL. So remember, if they are doing any implementation in RHCL, right? Before going to do, they will be do the changes. They will do that changes in the Fedora, and then if everything's fine, then they will be applying the RHCL level. And then Amazon Linux as well. This is especially for AWS cloud environment. Here you have to remember one thing. This particular RHCL based distributions, especially earlier in the when they were using the on-premises, during that time we were using Red Hat and CentOS. But after majority of the organizations are using cloud, example especially for AWS, they are using the Amazon Linux. In this Amazon Linux also we have Amazon Linux 1, Amazon Linux 2, Amazon Linux 2023. Currently we are using Amazon Linux 2 only. And usually, right, 99% of the organizations, if they are using AWS, they will be use Amazon Linux. The reason, in case if some issues happen, we can directly reach out to AWS team. They can help us because this Amazon Linux operating system, the particular distribution is managing by AWS team, so they can easily help us. Understand, right? Fine. And coming to the Debian based distributions, here you can see that APT package manager. You can use that particular one. Here we have a Debian and Ubuntu, and this one also, these two also we were using when we were in on-premises, guys. But when it comes to the cloud, we very rare cases will be using this particular Debian and Ubuntu. And here you have to remember whether it is Red Hat, whether it is CentOS, Fedora, Amazon Linux, or Debian, Ubuntu, doesn't matter. Almost commands wise is same only. Only few of the things is different. Example, if you want to be install any package in that RHCL based distributions, will be use either M command or DNF command. But when we go with the Debian based distributions, we'll be use either Debian, we'll be use apt-get for Debian or Ubuntu to install any softwares. That is the major difference. Again, I'm telling in interview level, they may ask questions related what type of distributions you guys are using. If you say like we are working Amazon Linux, you can tell them we are using Amazon Linux operating the particular distribution. Okay, 99. Again, I'm repeating, guys. Sorry to repeat multiple times. Again, I'm repeating. 99% of the organizations, if they are using cloud, 99% they will be use the Amazon Linux related distribution only. The reason that is totally free, and also if something happen, we can immediately reach out to AWS team. They can help us. But if you go with Red Hat and CentOS, right? So you need to reach out to them. It may take little bit time to get the support from them. Okay, understand, right? Fine. And also we do have other popular distributions as well. Archive Linux, Manjaro, OpenSUSE, and Kali Linux and Alpine Linux. There are multiple, guys. This one we won't be using. Just you can ignore it. Especially we'll be use this particular one. Fedora we won't be use it, except Fedora will be use this particular one if they are using both on-premises and the cloud. But especially cloud will be always use the Amazon Linux only. Now you understood, right? What exactly Linux? What are the advantages of using Linux? And also what are the distributions available? Which distribution will be use it in the real time? Again, I'm repeating in interview level also they may ask question related. Hey Murli, as you said, like you worked on a Linux. What distribution? What Linux distribution you have used? You have worked on? You can tell Amazon Linux. In case if you say like you worked on premises as well, you can say either Red Hat and CentOS as well. Understand, right? But especially if you say like you worked on cloud, you can tell Amazon Linux. Understand, right? In Amazon Linux also they may ask question what type of Amazon Linux you have used. Here we have a Amazon Linux 1, Amazon Linux 2, and also Amazon Linux 2023. Amazon Linux 1 is outdated one, already deprecated. Currently, most of the projects are using Amazon Linux 2, and also recently Amazon Linux 2023 also came, but majority of the organizations, they are planning to upgrade from Amazon Linux 2 to Amazon Linux 3, but still currently using Amazon Linux 2 only. Clear, right? Any questions now? Now we are going to discussing about Linux basic commands part 1. Let's see the demo so that you will get some idea. So for that one, right here we have a DevOps 0 to hero day 2 Linux basic commands readme file also. Okay, now we are discussing this Linux basic commands part 1, pwd, cd, and ls command. So first of all, we need to connect the server. For that one, right, I already created one server. This is a Linux server, Amazon Linux server. So we can connect now using putty. Now you can select this one. Here I'm taking the public IP. Usually, right, in real time, we'll be having that most of the servers, private app data subnets only. I mean, the data subnet instance only, public subnets very rare. But our practice purpose, we are taking the public IP, copy this public IP, go here, and you can type it here, put it, okay? And then here you need to give it your host name, and the port number is 22. Usually, right, this particular server using this particular key pair is infra. So in our case, right, here we have a pageant. If you see here, we have this one. So we already uploaded that particular PEM file. If you remember earlier video, I already showcased, right? Installing putty and this particular one as well. Now you can also this one pageant. Okay. So we already uploaded the particular key as well. Let me show you that key as well so that you will get some idea. So here you can see that view keys. Okay, it looks I have deleted. Let me upload this one, add key. And then here I'm giving that infra.pem. Now you can upload this one. What has happened? PEM file format is not working. Give me 1 second. So let me upload that PPK file. Remember this pageant, we need to upload the PPK file. Okay, now we can add key. And in our case, right, our PEM file name is infra, right? From PEM to PPK file, we already converted earlier, right? So now what we have to do, we need to upload here. Usually earlier, right? Earlier versions, putty versions, there was some option like just example, I'm going here and just copy this particular public IP, okay, or private IP, and you can give it here port number 22 SSH. In SSH, right? In SSH, we have auth section. Here we can see that upload option of that particular PPK file. But the thing is, latest putty versions, it is not available that upload option. That's why alternatively we are using pageant. Okay. Now here you can see that I already open. Now here you can click this add key. Okay. Now here, if you see here .ppk file, you need to upload the .ppk file. In our case, our ppk file is infra, right? Infra.ppk file. Just open this one. And then if you see here, it is uploaded. Now we can close this one. Okay. Now we have uploaded that particular ppk file in the pageant. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect it. Here we already gave that. Now you can click the open. Now here it is asking that username. Remember, if you are connecting first time, it will ask connect or not. Here it is asking that I'm giving that username. Username. What is the username? Username of that particular Amazon Linux server. That the username is ec2-user. Remember, guys, ec2-user for Amazon Linux. In case if it is Ubuntu server, username is Ubuntu. Okay. Now you can click enter. Now if you see here, now we have connected this one. But if you see here, the font size is very less. Now we need to increase the font size. How do we do? Now you can go here, right click, and here you can see that change settings and go to that Windows appearance. And here you can see that font one. Currently it is 10 point. Now you can change it. Now I'm going to increase to 16. Okay. Now you can click OK, apply. If you see here, increase the PEM file. Sorry, font size. And also one more thing, if you remember, when you give the ec2-user, if you see here, public key, it is imported from agent. It is imported from agent. Agent is nothing but the pageant only. Okay. Understand that? And here, whatever we selected, example, we have selected that Amazon Linux 2023 server or Amazon Linux 2, both are same, almost similar only. Okay. And also here you can see that when we logged in and everything here it is showcasing. Okay, super. Now if you see here, we connected this is the username. ec2-user is username @ this is the private IP. Private IP. Where can we get this particular private IP? Now you can go here and here you can see the private IP address. Remember one thing, guys. When you create a server, okay. When you create a server, it will be assigned the private IP. Depends on that particular VPC CAD range. Example, our VPC CAD range is 10.70 and also our public subnets is 0 to 8. Whatever we mentioned, right? Under the particular subnet CAD range, when you launch any EC2 instance, right, it will automatically assign the IP, private IP. Okay, that's why here you can see that IP - the particular IP address 10-70-13-185. If you see here, this one. Usually, right, this particular ec2-user, it may not be having that administrator privileges, means administrator permissions. So now what you have to do? We need to switch from EC2-user to root user. How do we do? For that one, what I'm going to do, sudo su is nothing but super user. Then I'm giving that -. If you give the -, or if you give the root also, if you give the -, or if you give the root also, so it will be switched to root user. Okay, now you can give it -. If you see here, it is switched to root user. Currently, I'm in the root user. It means I am administrator of this particular server. Understand, right? Understand, right? In case if you want to switch to other user, Murli user, Suresh user, Naresh user, sudo su -, instead of -, you can give it Suresh, Naresh, Murli, like that. Okay, understand that? Okay, now we have connected this particular one. Now what you have to do? We need to discussing this particular basic commands. First of all, pwd. Pwd is nothing but present working directory. Example, if you take example, right? Currently, I'm in the desktop. Example, I'm taking Windows. Currently, I'm in desktop. Okay. In case if you go here, I'm going to the downloads. If you see here, currently I'm in the downloads folder. So similar to in case if you want to know where exactly you are in, so then what you have to do, we need to use the pwd. Again, I'm repeating, in Windows laptop, we can easy to identify. Currently, I'm in the downloads folder. Currently, I'm in the documents folder. Currently, I'm in the pictures folder, music folder. Okay, understand that? But similar to in Linux also, if you want to know where exactly currently you are in, then what you can do, you can give pwd. Pwd is nothing but present working directory. Now you can give enter. If you see here, currently I'm in the root directory. Remember, this is the root user and this is the root directory. And one more thing you have to remember, in Linux, in Windows, usually we'll be call it as file and folder. But when it comes to that Linux, right, we will be called as a file, and instead of folder, we will be call it as a directory. In Linux, we will be call it as a directory. Understand, right? Currently, where you are in, I'm in the pwd. Pwd is nothing but present working directory. You are in the root directory. Okay, understand, right? I hope understand that pwd part. Any questions now? Okay, super. Now, what is the next one? Next one is cd command. Cd command is nothing but change directory. If you want to change from one directory to another directory, you can use the cd command. Example, in Windows, right? In case if you want to go, currently you are in music folder, okay? Or if you want to go to the downloads folder, okay? And if you want to go to that from download folder to microservice one, example, you can easy to go, right? Just click. Same thing, if you want to go from one directory to another directory, you can use the cd command. You can use the cd command. Cd is nothing but change directory. Now what I'm going to do, I'm giving here /opt. Remember, this /opt is the default directory. In Windows, similarly, we will be having, when you purchase any laptop, we'll be having that downloads folder, documents, pictures, music, videos, C drive, everything, right? Similarly, in Linux also, we'll be having that few directories default. Okay, example, opt directory. Now what I gave, right? cd space /opt. Now if you see enter, now if you see here, it is switched to opt directory. Now here you can see that currently you are in opt directory, and also you can give it pwd. Pwd is nothing but present working directory. Currently I'm in the opt directory. Understand, right? Understand, right? Now you can go here again inside the opt directory. I'm going to the AWS folder directory. Okay. Now you can give it pwd. Currently I'm in the opt. Inside the opt directory, we have AWS directory. Understand, right? So if you want to be switch from one directory to another directory, you can use the cd command. Okay, super. Now what I'm going to do, I'm giving that cd hyphen. If you give the cd hyphen, right, you will be back to one step. Currently, earlier you are in the AWS directory, right? Now you can switch to opt directory. Understand, right? Now, in case if you want to go at a time multiple, right? Example, opt, AWS. Okay. If you see here, I have given the two directories. Inside the opt, we have AWS directory. I'm switching to the particular AWS directory. Understand, right? If you want to give multiple, you can give it. Example, I gave it here. Now, if you see here, now you are in the opt AWS directory. Okay, super. Now what I want to do, right? In case if you want to be back one step, currently you are in the opt directory. I need to opt AWS directory. I need to back to one step. Now how do we do? Now you can give it cd dot. If you give the cd dot dot, right, what will happen? It will be back to one step. It will be back to one step means earlier I was in AWS, OPT AWS. Now it will be back to OPT directly. If you see here, currently it is in the AWS, right? Now if you give the cd dot dot, enter, now you can give it pwd, and here you can see that currently you are in the OPT. If you see here pwd, now here you can see that OPT. Understand, right? OPT directory. Any questions? If you want to be back one step, you can give cd dot dot. In case if you want to back multiple backs, right? Now what you can do, cd dot dot slash dot dot, like this. You have to give it like this. Remember, guys, dot dot means one step back, slash dot dot. Here I gave 2 times, right? It means 2 steps back it will come. Okay, currently I'm in the OPT directory. In case if you are in the OPT AWS, some other directory, right? If you go cd dot dot slash dot dot, right, it will be back to two steps. Example I can tell you, showcase you. Okay, Control C slash OPT AWS. Okay, now if you see here, currently I'm in the OPT AWS. Now if you give it cd dot 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 dot, now if you see here, now it will go to the root directory. If you see here, slash directory. If you see here, slash directory. Understand, right? OPT directory, AWS, 2 steps back. This is the final one, slash is the final one. Okay, understand, right? Any questions? Any questions? This cd dot dot. If you want, you can go multiple cd dot dot slash dot dot slash dot dot, whatever. If you want, you can go. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to OPT directory, AWS directory. Remember, guys, inside the OPT directory, we have a AWS also. That's why just I'm giving. This is the default. It will come when you create that Amazon Linux server. Okay, later part we can discuss what is the default directories available. Everything we can discuss later. Okay, fine. Now I'm giving Control L. It will clear the terminal. Control L. Okay. Now what I'm going to do? If you see here, cd command. Currently you are in OPT AWS. Here you are in anywhere, doesn't matter. I want to back to root directory. How do we do? Example, you are in OPT, inside the OPT AWS directory, inside the AWS we have a Linux or whatever inside that folder directory we will be having. There are multiple directories you are in, but single command, I want to back to root directory. How do we do? So for that one, just give the cd command. When you give cd enter, right, you are wherever you are in, doesn't matter. Whether you are in OPT, AWS, inside the AWS, we have other directories, doesn't matter. When you give the cd enter, now what will happen, right? Now it will be back to root directory. If you see here, it will be back to root directory. Understand, right? If you are in the OPT AWS, but if you want to be directly back to root directory, you can give the pwd. Similar to in Windows, right? Example, currently I'm in the downloads of micro service 1. Okay. Now if you click that this PC, I'm immediately back to this PC folder. Understand, right? If you go to the C drive. Similar, right? In case if you want to go to the downloads, you can. Similarly, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. Okay. You wanted to back to root directory, then you can give the pwd. Understand, right? This is the one of the most important, guys, cd commands. We frequently will be use it in the real time. Example, if you want to go to the specific path, okay, and if you want to be go to the specific folder directory, you can use the cd command. Understand, right? Any questions now? Fine. What is the next one? Next one is ls command. Ls is nothing but list of files and directories. Example, currently I'm going to the OPT directory. Okay. Now, if you give it here pwd, currently I'm in the OPT directory. Now, in this particular OPT directory, I wanted to see what are the files or directories available. For that one, you can give the ls command. Understand, right? Similarly, example, if you go to that Windows laptop, okay, currently if you go to the downloads, if you go to the Java application, and here you can see that I'm able to see it inside the Java application. I can able to see that src, pom.xml, .git, everything. Similarly, in this particular specific directory, what are the files or directories available? If you want to be check it, you can use the ls command. If you see here, ls command, and here you can see that what are the directories, files available. Currently, if you see here, we have only one directory. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to the inside the AWS. Now I'm giving that ls command. If you see here, currently we have two things. I'm not sure whether it is directory or file. So when you give the ls command, it is not giving in details. Okay, when it was created, whether it is a directory or file, I'm not aware of. How do we do? For that one, ls-l. When you give the ls-l, remember guys, this is not the one, it is -l. Okay, ls-l, then what will happen? It will give the in detail information. If you see here, in detail information, when it was created, this is the name of that. And remember, if you see the D is nothing but directory, L is nothing but soft link. Sometimes here it will come that -, also. Is nothing but file. And here you can see these are the permissions. Later we can discuss. This is the user group and this is the size, and also when it was created, everything you can able to see it using ls-l command. If you give the ls-l, it will give the in detail information about your directory or file inside the specific directory. Understand, right? Fine, super. Now what is the next one? So here, instead of giving ls-l, you can also give the ll command. You can also give the ll command. If you see here, ll command also, it will give the same only. You can give ls-l or you can give ll command. Anything is fine. Okay, clear, right? Any questions? No. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm giving that CD. CD means it will go to the root directly. If you see here, pwd root. Now what I'm giving, Control L. If you give the Control L, right, it will clear the terminal. Your terminal, it will go to the first step only. Okay. Now you can enter. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, I'm giving ls-ltr. Sorry, ls-lA. ls-lA is nothing but it will give the hidden files as well. Okay, ls-lA. If you see here, ls-lA, it is giving hidden files is nothing but it will start with dot. Example, .bash logout, .bash profile, .bash src, .ssh, everything. If you see here, if I give the pwd, okay, if you give the pwd, it is a root directory. If you give the ll command, currently we don't have anything. But when you give the ls-lA, and here it will give that all the information related to hidden files as well, include hidden files. When I was giving ll command, we don't have anything. That's why, sorry, here. When I was giving ll command, right, we don't have anything. That's why it is not giving. But when I give the ls-lA, right, so here it is giving that what are the hidden files also it is included and it is displayed here. If you see here, it is displayed the hidden files as well. Okay. Any questions now? Any questions now? Understood, right? Okay, super. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to that OPT AWS directory. Okay. Now if you see here, pwd, now I'm in the OPT AWS. Now I'm giving that ll command and here it is displaying the directories or file, whatever. Now what I wanted to do, right? I wanted to display that from down to bottom with the timing and date wise. It means if you see here, if I give ls-ltr, if you give the ls-ltr, now you can enter. Now if it is display that from down to top, it will be display the down to top. Let me check it. I'm going to the inside the API tools, and here I'm going to that the client one. So I wanted to showcase that in detail so that you will get some idea. Oh, okay, everything is March only. Okay. Oh, let me check it. Yeah, if you see here and here also same. Give me 1 second. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to the var/var log. This is the log directory. Okay, /var/log, and you can give the ll command. And here you can see that multiple directories and files. As I said, right? L is nothing but soft link, and -, is nothing but, if you see here, -, is nothing but file. D is nothing but directory. Now here you can see that there are multiple directories and files, and also here it is displaying that date wise. Now I wanted to display from down to bottom, down to top. So with latest date to older date. Okay. Example, if you see here, ls-ltr. Usually, when I was give ls-ll command, it was giving that the particular timing differently. Now, if you give the ls-ltr, right? If you see here, from down to top, it is giving that in detail data. If you see here, April 10, okay, and then March 29. It is the older one, right? it is a June 22. It means earlier, I mean to say like earlier year, not the current year. Earlier year, June 12 also, it is displayed. Understand, right? If you give the LSF and LTR from top to bottom, sorry, down to top, right? It will be display the date wise, up to date wise, latest date. Usually this LSF and LTR command, usually when we will be use it, example, you have deployed the application. Okay, you have deployed the application. Now, usually the particular application, it will write the logs, right? So when you use the LSF and LTR, there you can able to know whether the particular logs were written in the latestly recently or not. We can check it using LSF and LTR. And also if you did some changes in the specific file. So that for that one also you can check it LSF and LTR, whether it is updated the latest or not, you can check it the particular one. Simply, what I wanted to explain, right? LSF and LTR, it will give down to top. Okay, down to top, it will give the date wise. So first it will be display the latest date. If you see here, first it will be display the latest date and the time, and then previous dates and previous times, and everything it will be displayed. LSF and LTR. Understand, right? LL command, LSF and LL command, LSF and LA command. Okay, and lsf and l command and ls command also you can use it, and also we have showcased that lsf1 ltr. These are the major commands, and also we do have lsf and li as well. If you want to get that inode numbers, that part will be discussed later part. Okay, now I hope you understood, right? We discussed about pwd, cd and ls command. These three frequently will be used it in real time. PW, again I'm repeating, PW is nothing but present working directory. CD is nothing but change directory. If you want to change from one directory to another directory, we can use CD command. And ls command, if you want to be list out the files or directories in the specific directory, we can use the ls command. And also in ls, we do have multiple subcommands, lsf l, ll command, lsf la command, lsf ltr command. Okay, we saw that. Any questions now? Now we are going to discussing about Linux basic commands part 2. Let's say the demo so that you will get some idea. So so here we have a DevOps 0 to hero and day to Linux, Linux basic commands. And here I already mentioned that Linux basic commands part 2 related theory part as well. Now we can see the demo. So for that one, right here, I already log into the AWS account. Currently, I'm in the root directory. If you see here, I'm in the root directory. Now what we are going to do, we are going to discussing about that particular Linux basic commands part 2. First of all, I'm going to discussing call command. Call command is nothing but it will be display the calendar. If you go here, now you can give it here cal, and here it will be display the calendar. Example, April 2025. Now here today date is 10th. Okay, here it is displaying the specific date. Okay, and also you can give the cal-3. It will be give the last month, current month, and the next month related calendar. It will give the cal command is nothing but it will give the provide the calendar to specific this particular server. What is the date today? Everything. Understand, right? Any questions? Now you may ask question, when can we use this particular cal command? Usually when you are doing any scripting, right, any automation, during that time, you may use this particular cal command. Okay, fine. Now, what is the next one? Date command. If you want to be check the date of this particular server, you can use the date command, and here you can give it date, and here it is displaying that what is the date and what is the time, everything. And remember one thing, usually our servers are in the UTC format. We have created that Amazon Linux server in the AWS, right? So AWS default timing is UTC format. In case if you want to be change it, yes, we can do that changes as well, but we don't require. But here you can see the date command. Here it is displaying that UTC format, not the IST format, guys, not the EST format. It will be display the UTC format only. UTC currently it is 1:22 AM, that is April 10th. Understand, right? And this date command also usually will be use it when you are doing any automation. During that time, we will be use this particular date command. Okay. Now, what is the next one? History command. History command is nothing but if you want to be check what are the commands you have run it earlier. If you see here, if you give the history command, and here it will display that all whatever we run that commands. If you remember, so far right, we have run this particular pwd, cd, pwd, everything it is display, right? Everything we can able to see it here. Okay, understand, right? From this particular history command, I wanted to check any specific command. I wanted to grab that particular specific command. How do we do? Now, first I'm giving Control L. It will clear the terminal. It will go to the top. And here I'm giving that history. Okay, grep. And just example, I'm giving that pwd. Pwd is nothing but present working directory. Now you can give enter. If you see here, now this particular history command we run multiple times. Multiple times we run the pwd. From history command, I want to grab the specific command. Example, I grab that pwd. So here you can see that pwd related the specific command it is displayed. Not only this one, guys. Usually in real time, if you want to be check specific command, we already run earlier. If you want to be check it, you can do that. And one more thing, in real time, don't clear the history. Example, today one of your colleague install the specific software, so that specific commands history it will be displayed here when you use the history command. So now if you clear the history, right, in future, if you want to be check older commands, what are the commands we run earlier, so you can't find it. That's why don't clear the clear means don't delete the history. In case if you want to be delete the history, you can do history-c, and here it will be display that the specific whatever history available, right? It is clear that particular history. Now what I'm going to do here, I'm giving that history, enter. Currently we don't have any history. The reason here we have deleted. We have deleted the history-c. We have cleared the particular history. Understand, right? Any questions now? Any questions? I hope understand, right? So this is the one of the thing. History-c, we can give it. Okay, super Murali, it is good. That particular history related command also understood. Now next one is clear command. As I said, right? Currently where you are in, my cursor is available in the middle. So instead of middle, I want to go to the top. How do we do? For that one, we can give it clear command. Okay, clear. If you give the clear command, right, it will clear the terminal and it will go to the top. The particular whatever we run it, right, everything we can see it sometimes. Here you can see that. Okay, so here you can see that it will be clear the terminal. It means, example, you are in middle or you are in the down, doesn't matter. When you give the Control L or clear command, Control L or clear command, it will be clear the terminal. The terminal, it will go to the top. Okay, now here you can give it example pwd. Okay, now you can enter. Now if you see here, currently you are in the middle. Now I'm giving that Control L. It will clear the terminal and it will go. Remember, here it is clear the terminal means it won't be delete older one. Just it will go to the terminal. It will go to the top only. Understand, right? Any questions? So these are the Linux basic commands part 2. So as I said, right, the particular part 2 related one also I already declare here that commands and everything information. Please have a look so that you will get some idea. Still, if you have any questions, feel free to comment. Now we are going to discussing about Linux basic commands part 3. Let's see the demo so that you will get some idea. And this particular Linux basic commands part 3 also I already uploaded on the documentation part. Now we can see the practical. So here I'm in EC2 instance. I already connected that EC2 instance. Now we can go with this particular Linux basic commands part 3. And here we are going to discussing these are the commands. First of all, right, man command. Man command, if you want to see the manual page of this specific command. Example, I'm not aware of cd command. I want to check the manual page. How do we do? Using this man command, we can do. Example, if you go here, man and cd. cd is the command, guys. Man is the manual page. It will give that. It will give you the manual page related to cd command. Okay. Now you can enter. Now if you see here, and here you can see that everything. Here you can see that all the information. Okay. Now if you want to be exit, now you can give Control C or Control D. Control D you can give it. You can exit from that particular manual page. Usually we won't be used much, but just for idea purpose, I have covered this topic. Okay, fine. What is the next one? If you want to be check the CPU and memory, how do we do? So for that one, you can go to the cd/proc. Okay, And here proc is nothing, process information. Here it will be display inside the proc directory. We'll be having that. I mean, we can check that process related information, whether it is CPU or memory, everything we can see it here. Example, you can give LL command, and here you can see that there are multiple processes. Now what you have to do, we need to check only CPU and memory related one. If you see here CPU and memory related information, we need to check it. How do we do? Now I can give Control L, and here I'm using that cat command. If you want to be checked, if you want to be check the content of the specific file, then what you have to do, right? You need to use the cat command. First of all, we need to check that CPU, right? Now you can give it CPU info. Remember, cat space CPU, and you can type tab, so it will automatically fill up. So cat space CPU info. Now you can enter, and here it will be display that CPU related information, everything. What is the family? Okay, what is the model, and everything you can able to see it here. Understand, right? Cat space CPU info, it will be display the CPU information. Clear, right? Any questions now? Now we need to check the memory information as well. For that one, cat mem info. Understand, right? Cat means it will be display the whatever file is available, right? This particular file content, it will be display using cat command. We can check that what are the content is available inside that mem info file. Okay, now you can enter. Now if you see here it is displayed that, here it is displayed that memory information. If you see here, memory total, free, available, buffers, cached, everything you can able to see it here. Understand, right? Any questions? CPU and memory info. Usually we won't use much, but you should be aware of this CPU and memory information. Memory information also we can check it using free command as well. Later part we can discuss about free command. Okay. Now next one, ping command. What is the usage of ping command? Using this ping command, whether from your server, current server, whether it is pingable or not. Example, if you have a some IP, okay, in your organization, if you have some IP 10.70.55.8, okay. Now we not 70. Example, I'm giving 10.20.55.8. Now we need to check whether from this particular server, from my Linux server, if you see here, this is a 10.70 is our Linux server, that is infra VPC. Now 10.20 is the example dev VPC. Now we need to check it whether the connectivity is there or not, whether it is pingable or not. Okay, for that one, just enter. When you give it here, right? If it is having connectivity, it will show the pinging. Okay. Now if you see here, Control C, if you see here 100% packet loss means from this particular my current server, I'm trying to ping it this particular IP, we don't have. Example, I gave that dummy IP, guys, just for explaining purpose. Okay. Now here you can see that 100% packet loss. Understand? 100% packet loss means it is not working. And also remember, sometimes, right, ping, even if you have a connectivity, if you use the ping command, still it won't. Then what you have to do, right? You need to enable the inside the security group, inside the specific security group. Example, I'm going to this particular security group, go up little bit, go to the security group. Okay. And then open this. And here, right, you need to enable the ICMP protocol. Now edit this inbound role. Here, you need to ICMP. If you see here, all ICMP or customized ICMP, or you can give it anywhere, whatever. Example, in real time, we won't give anywhere. We always give the specific CAD range. Understand, right? Sometimes, even though if you have a connectivity between 10.70 and 10.20, okay, VPC connectivity. So if you are trying, right? So if you are not enable the ICMP, right, it won't be work ping. Understand, right? Fine. Now, Murli, here you showcase that you gave that wrong, and here it is showing that 100% packet loss means you are saying connectivity we don't have. That's why it is not working the ping. Okay. Now I want, can you please show me that any working one? Example, ping google.com. So google.com is whether I have internet access or not, we can check it. Now you can give it ping google.com. If you see here, it is pinging. Understand, right? It is pinging means we have a connectivity between from our server to internet. Our server to internet. Now you can give the Control C. Now if you see here, total we have received 12. And here if you see here, packet loss is 0. And 12 packet transmitted. It means we don't have any issues. We are already having the connectivity between your server to the particular Google one. Understand that? Any questions? Ping command, especially guys, whether it is pinging or not. Okay, from your laptop or from EC2 instance server, okay, wherever, right, you can check it is specific IP pinging or not. If it is not pinging, also you need to check ICMP protocol enable or not. And still we have connectivity issue, you need to check it in the AWS. In case if it is AWS, VPC peering we have, TZW, whatever, whether we have a setup that peering connection between that particular two VPCs or not, you need to be verify. And example, if you have a Google connectivity access or not, if you example, I have showcased a ping google.com. Okay, clear, right? And super. What is the next one? Curl command. Curl command, if you want to be check the URL. Example, you have deployed the application. You wanted to check whether the particular URL is working or not. Then what you can do, right? You can use the curl command. Okay, check URL. There are two options, guys. One is using curl command. We can check that the specific URL is working or not. And also using curl command, you can download any zip file or tar file, everything. Okay, clear. Now what I'm going to do? I'm going to showcase that specific URL is working or not. If you see here, curl-kv. Okay, V means verbose, K means it won't be check that SSL certificate or not. Just it will be ignore the SSL related one. Okay, now here you can give it example. I'm telling you, HTTPS techworldwithmurali.com/help. Whether this particular URL is working or not, we can check it. Currently, whatever I gave this particular URL is wrong only. Just for explaining purpose, I'm just telling that URL, it will be like this. You need to check. If you want to be check it right, you can use curl-kv. Now you can. Example, I'm going to run this command. K means it will ignore that whether certificate or not, SSL. And V means verbose, it will give that in detail. Okay. Now you can go here. Go here. Now you can run from here as well. If you see here, curl command. Now you got that output. But if you go little bit up, here, go up little bit. Okay. Yeah, if you see here, trying to connect the particular connected to techworldwithmurali because we have that website. That's why. And then you can come down little bit. And here you can see that the particular TLS related on which one we are using that particular website, TLS 1.3. Okay. And here you can see that we are getting that 302. Okay. It means it is redirecting. Understood, right? Understood, right? This is the one of the command we can use it. Example, if you see here, this is the command, and here it is giving that everything, every information. Example, what I'm going to do, instead of that particular website URL, what I can do, I can use that google.com. Okay, curl-kv. Okay, https://. You can give HTTPS or HTTP, anything, depends on, usually in real time we'll be having the HTTPS only. That's why I'm giving www.google.com. Okay, now we can enter. Now if you see here, when you give that any URL, example google.com, right? Here it is giving that HTML view because google.com is giving that HTML view. And also here you can see that you are getting the 200 response. 200 response means the particular URL is working as we expected. Understand, right? Sometimes you will get 404 also. It means 404 means sometimes whatever you gave that the particular endpoint, right? Here, whatever, right? Endpoint, it may be wrong. That's why you will get that 404 as well. Understand, right? This is the one of the command. We using curl command, we can do that. Curl-kv. K means it will ignore that SSL certificate related. It won't be validated. Even if you give the HTTP or HTTP, doesn't matter. V means verbose. Okay, fine. Now, what I said, right? Other option we have that is, what is that? Curl command, right? Give me 1 second. Now we saw that curl-kv, fine. Now what we are going to do, we can download a specific zip or tar file using curl command. Okay. As I said, there are two options, two use cases we can use it. One is if you want to be check specific URL is working or not, we can use it. Second option is, right, if you want to be download anything from internet, example tar file, zip file, you can use curl command as well. Now you can go here, example Tomcat. I'm going to download it. Here you can see that I'm going to download the tar file. Right click, copy link address. Now it is copied. Now you can go here. Now you can give a cd curl. Okay, curl curl. Okay, -v means verbose. Now you can give it your URL. Okay. And then here I'm giving that -b, -o option. And in case if you want to be change that specific name, usually, right, when you download, it will be download this particular name. Instead of that one, I wanted to give the specific name. Example, I'm giving that tomcat.gz. Okay. Understand that? -o means option, and instead of when you download, right, it will download this one. Instead of that one, I want to rename it and download it. Then you can give -o option and tar.gz. Now you can enter. Now if you see here, wait 1 second. Yeah, if you see here, it is downloaded. Understand that? It is download the specific one. Tomcat.gz. Understand that? You can use for download anything from the internet. That is the one option using curl command. Second option, right? Once you deploy, sometimes, right, the developer, they may reach out to you, hey, this particular URL is not working. Okay. For that one, you can ask them to the particular endpoint, and you can use the curl command to check it whether the particular URL is working or not. Okay. The particular URL is working or not, we can verify. Any questions now? Any questions? Now we are going to discussing about Linux basic commands part 4. Let's see the demo so that you will get some idea. So here you can see that in the day 2 Linux basic commands examples, I already declared that theory part. Now we can check that practical as well. Okay, fine. So here in this particular basic commands part 4, right, we are going to discussing about these commands. One by one we can discuss. First of all, who command. When you use the who command, it will be display who is logged in. I mean, what are the users available, everything. If you see here, who command, and here it will be display that initially we logged in using ec-user, right? That particular information, it will be display. And also here you can see that it will display the users currently logged into the particular system. Okay, understand that? You can use who command, it will be displayed. And also you can give the who -a, it will be defined that when it was rebooted, everything you can able to see it here, who has logged in. Okay, what is the IP address? This is my public IP, guys. That's why it is showcasing that I have connected. Understand, right? Any question? Who command, it will be display who has logged in initially the particular server. Fine. Now what is the next one? Who am I? Who am I? It will be display current user. Currently I'm in the root user, right? That's what it is displaying that who am I? It will be display the current user, where you are currently. Okay, which user you are currently. I'm in the root user. Remember, guys, again I'm repeating, who command, it will display the who has logged in the particular system. But when you use the who am I command, it will be display the current user. Current user, I'm in the root user. Example, I can go to that exit. If you give the exit command, right? Earlier I'm in the root user, it will exist to, do the exit command. Now if you see here, ec-user. Currently I'm in the ec-user. Now if you give it who am I, now here you can see that it is displaying that ec-user. Okay, understand that? It means currently which user you are logged in. Currently I'm in the ec-user. Earlier I was in the root user. That's why it is displaying. Okay, now you can give it sudo su -. If you see here, when you give the sudo -su, I switch it to root user. Understand that? Understand that? Any question? This who am I command? Okay, clear. Now what is the next command? Wget command. So wget command, if you want to be download anything from internet, example zip file, tar file, okay, anything if you want to be download, right, you can use that wget command, similar to curl command only, but wget command will be frequently will be used it instead of curl command to download anything from internet. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the wget command. Now you can go here. Example, I'm going to download the tomcat zip file. Okay, now you can go to the tomcat, and here you can type it this one, and here you can see that Apache tomcat, and here example I'm taking that zip file. Right click, copy link address. Now you can go here. I already logged into the server. I'm going to the opt directory, and then here I'm giving the wget command. Example, you can enter now. Here you can give it wget command, and then you can give it your the particular whatever copy that particular URL at, you can paste it using right click. When you give the right click, right, automatically it will be pasted. If you see here, this is our URL. It is going to download the zip file. It is going to download the zip file. Now we can enter. Now if you see here, it is downloaded. Remember, first it will check whether the particular URL, whatever URL, right, this particular URL, whether it is working or not. Yeah, it is working, it is connected. Next one, here you got the 200 response. Whatever you gave that URL, we got the 200 response. That's why it is showcasing the 200. Now it is showcasing that length of the particular one. It is saving that particular one. It is zip file, it is downloaded. If you see here, total 100%, it is downloaded. Now you can give the LL command, and here you can see that zip file downloaded. Understand, right? Understand, right? If you want to be, if you use the wget command, not only zip file, guys, we can also download a zip file, jar file, war file, tar file, anything you can download using wget command. Okay, super. This part is clear, Murli. But in case if you give the wrong URL, what will happen? Example, if you see here instead of giving zip, just I have removed that p. I have removed, just I gave that Jedi. Okay, now you can enter. When you give it this one, right? Remember, first it will check that URL. This particular URL is fine, well and good. Now what it is checking? It is checking that entire URL. Now if you see here, we got that 404 error. If you see here, we got that 404 error because this particular whatever you gave that .jedi, right? This particular URL is not available. That's why you got that 404 not found. Understand, right? This is the error, we got it. Any questions now? Any questions now? This particular one. Clear, right? Fine. This is the wget command. We can download. Remember, if you give wrong URL also, here you will get error 404. We got that specific 404 as well. Any questions now? Again, I am repeating. If you get the 404, you have to be check it whether the particular URL, whatever you provided, correct or not. Okay, fine. Now, what is the next one? Now I can go here. Go to that here. Now, next one is grep command. Grep command, right? If you want to be grep from specific one. Example, in history command, I have showcased, right? From history, it is displaying all the commands, but I want to grep only specific command. From the particular history, we use that grep command. Now, again, I'm going to showcase that so that you will get some idea. If you see here, history command, it is here you can see the total 27 histories. Now, what I want to do, right? I want to check only curl commands related one. I wanted to grab the particular curl command related only instead of everything. Now what I'm going to do, here you can give it history, pipeline, grep, and you can give it curl. Remember, history, pipeline, grep, curl command. Now you can enter, and here you can see the total we have a three curl commands. Understand, right? Understand, right? Any questions? From here, I'm gripping this one. Not only for history command, guys, we can also use ps command. During that time, we can use the grep command as well. Understand, right? Okay, super. So simply you can say grep command, it will grep the particular content or file from the specific whatever you are providing. Clear. Now, what is the next one? Next one is tree command. This is the one of the most important, guys. Usually in real time, we always use the tree command only. Okay. This particular tree command, example, I'm going to give it here. I'm in the opt directory. I'm going to AWS. Okay. In AWS, you can see that this one. First of all, I'm giving tree space dot. So what tree command will do, right? It will be display the subfiles and subdirectories. Example, I'm in the AWS directory, and here we have one is API tools and bin directory. Okay, I wanted to, if you want to see that inside the API tools, what are the tools available, what are the folders or directories available, in bin directory, what are the folders or directories available, everything, right? You need to go to the particular folder or directory, particular directory, you need to check it. But when you use that tree command, right, what you can do, it will give that subfiles, subdirectories of everything. Okay, now let me see, showcase that tree dot. If you see here, when you give the tree dot means current directory. Current directory, I want to display that all the subdirectory subfile structure. So that's why I give the dot means current directory. Now here it is throwing the error like command not found. Here you have to remember, usually this particular tree command, by default, it won't be installed. Now what you have to do, if you want to be installed, you can use m install tree and -y. Don't worry, guys. This m command related one later I will discuss, but currently just I'm giving that m install the command name -y. Now we can enter here. Now if you see here, it is going to be download the tree command. Okay, wait for a few seconds. M install -y tree. If you see here, tree downloaded. Okay, now it is downloaded the specific one, but again I'm repeating, don't worry about m commands. M command will be discussed later part. Just you remember that command m install, that the command name is tree-y. Okay, now if you see here, tree space dot. Now if we enter here, now if you see here, subdirectory, subfiles, everything it is displayed. If you go on little bit, right? If you see here, tree dot. Inside the API tools, we have a CFN. Inside the CFN, we have a bin directory. Inside the bin, we have a multiple files. Okay, similarly, inter directory, Red Hat inside, we have a this one. Everything will be displayed. Structure wise, it will be displayed when you use the tree command. Instead of going each and every directory to verify whether the specific file, where exactly it is there, instead of that one, what you can do, you can use the tree command to get it everything, all the information. Okay, all the subfiles or subdirectories, everything it will be displayed. Understand, right? Any question? This is also one of the most important in real time. Usually we always use the tree command to know where exactly the specific file or directory is available instead of going each and every one. Okay, everything. Fine. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the last command. Let's see. When you give the last command, right, it will be displayed when the last login. Okay, understand, right? If you see here you can see that this particular user, he was spent 52 seconds. And second one, right, currently EC-user, the specific IP address. Okay, still it logged in because I logged in this particular server, right? That's why it is displaying that all the information. When you use the last command, it will display the who has logged in earlier and currently how many members, engineers logged in this particular server, everything it will be displayed. Remember one thing, guys, sometimes, right, sometimes example, you have a EC2 instance, any server, not only EC2 instance, any Linux server, you have something deleted, but you are saying to your team member, even I haven't logged into that particular server during that time. So they can simply come here and they can use that last command. Using that last command, they can easily identify, okay, this particular user on the specific IP address. If you see here, this is my public IP. This particular IP address, you can see it, they can easily identify whether you logged in or not. That's why please don't tell any lies in related to this one. Okay, in front of your team members. The reason you can easily identify, they can easily identify using last command. Clear, right? Any questions? Fine, this is the one thing. Next one, right? What is the next one? Reboot. Reboot command, right? In case if you want to be reboot the server, you can use the reboot command or alternatively, right? Here we have an option, go to the instances, and then here you can see that select this particular instance. Okay, go here, select this particular instance, go to that instances, and here you can see that reboot instance. Now you can, if you want, you can reboot the instance from here, or if you want to be reboot from here also, you can do that. Example, I'm doing here, reboot. Remember one thing here, just I'm rebooting, just enter. Now what will happen? If you see here, it is disconnected. Immediately it is disconnected. And also here it is showing that inactive. And here you have to remember one thing, guys. Okay, when you are doing the reboot command, be careful. Example, you are trying to reboot your DB server. First, you need to inform to DBA team, hey, I'm going to reboot the server. Okay, so before going to do, we need to inform them. Okay, directly don't do the reboot. Sometimes, right, it may crash your, I mean, it might be, but I'm not saying 100%. It might be some issue with the after reboot, right? It might be some issue in terms of DB related one. Okay, you will get this type of issues. That's why highly recommend, please inform to DBA team before going to do. The reason, example, the server is a primary one. If you're trying to reboot, right, it may cause some issue. That's why if when you are rebooting, right, instead of primary, once you inform to DBA team, what they will do, right, they will be keeping the server as a secondary so that it won't be cause any issue. That's why be careful. And here you can see that system will be reboot now. Okay, super. This reboot is completed mostly. Now what I'm going to do, I need to connect. What you have to do, you can open the putty, or here we already having that inactive, right? Right click in the white bar, right click, and here you can see that restart session. Click the restart session. Now what will happen, right? Here it is asking the username, EC-user. Remember, restart session means it is not restarting the server. It means just you are trying to connect again using putty. Okay, EC-user. Now we already uploaded that particular PPK file in the agent. That's why from agent it is authentication. Okay, now I can go here sudo su. Okay, now you can give it last command now. Now if you give the last command, right? Earlier, just now we rebooted, right? If you see here, still running. It means it is rebooted recently. Okay. And if you see here, just now I have logged in, right? That's why it is showcasing. In case if you want to be check it, you can also check it. If you see here 2827 I logged in, and here you can see 27. Understand, right? So this is the thing, reboot command. Next one, right? Shutdown command. If you want to be shut down, you can do that. Shutdown means it will be shut down that particular server. Okay. This one also, if you want, you can do that. Example, currently it is the server. In case if you want to be stop, you can select the server, and here we have an option like stop instance, correct? But instead of do from here, right, from the AWS, you can also, if you want to be do the shutdown, right, you can give it shutdown command. Okay, now you can go here, shutdown. Okay, sorry, shutdown. Now you can enter. If you see here, when you do that shutdown, right, here it will be scheduling the specific one. In case if you want to be cancelled, right, you can use -c. Again, I'm repeating, the shutdown is scheduled when 2947 seconds. Currently, if you see here, date, currently it is 292 seconds. Next 45 seconds, it will be shut down your EC2 instance. In case if you want to be stop it, right, cancel that particular shutdown, right, you can give it shutdown -c. Example here I'm going to do, right, shutdown -c. Okay. Now you can enter. If you see here, shutdown is cancelled. If you come down a little bit, and here you can see the system shutdown has been cancelled. Understand, right? So if you want to be shut down, you can do either through EC2 instance, sorry, from server, Linux server, or you can directly go to the AWS console. You can do that. Remember, whatever I'm explaining these commands, right, it is not only work for EC2 instance, any Linux server, that is CentOS, Red Hat, okay, Amazon Linux, everything, it will be your same commands only. Okay, clear, right? Any questions now? Any questions now? If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me by LinkedIn, Instagram, Telegram. And also we have a Tech World with Murali website. In this website, I already publish all the DevOps related courses, DevOps, AWS, Kubernetes, networking, hands-on project, Helm, everything. If you are planning to enroll, you can come here and enroll it. Here we have a 1 month, 6 months, 1 year plans available. Okay. Still, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me via LinkedIn, Instagram, Telegram. Thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next video.